welcome back to the channel. Today we have a game review of a classical 30+0 game that I played in the pool. Our opponent is Los Losis at 2194, and he is playing me 2218. This game ended at a draw. I might have been able to win this game if I had found one move, but maybe not. So we have an Alpine Sicilian with the d5. There, as you know, I've made fun of this regularly, that a lot of people go here. This is already a bad move. There are only two moves versus the Sicilian. There is d5 and knight f6. Those are the only thing that is like alright and like good for black. There is this somewhat, but you have to be okay with being in a French. And something tells me if you play the Sicilian, you don't want to play the French. So I would just refrain from doing that. Or unless you're like an open Franco-Sicilian player, then I mean, go knock yourself out with this e6 or with this e6 knight c6 stuff. Go knock yourself out if you're a Franco player. But yeah, d5 was chosen, taking, and queen takes. And the reason why I bring out your queen like this is better. It's because my pawn is here and my knight isn't. Because for example, the Scandinavian, my knight is here and I can slap your queen around. But in this, it is not. And let me delete the Scandi from here so that you guys don't have to see that awful opening. He takes, I take. Reason I didn't want to trade queens is because I'm going to end up with an isolated queen's pawn anyway, and the more trades that happen, the better it is for the side that does not have the IQP, because it's easier for them to win it, and my attack would not be as good as it could be, because it doesn't really matter where black castles. I will have slightly better development, and I don't want to trade queens. He goes here. I haven't looked at when when people do this. All I know is that there is some stuff with like this, but the bishop has been opened already. It's this is kind of a thing when they don't get the bishop out here, but they also don't play this, and they like just try to stall, and they keep stalling, then you can go for this kind of stuff. But yeah, I just play a bunch of natural stuff. I wanted to go here, like I wanted to delay this because I wanted to wait for the bishop to move and then go here, because my opponent was spending a lot of time. Actually, as you can see, they're already down 30 seconds. It's move 5 and an opening that they chose, so I wanted to not let them back into any prep. So he moves the bishop, and yes, I go here. It is given a good / brilliant / interesting move. It isn't a brilliant move, but I'm assuming it's just going to say that it's a good move. Queen d8. He could have tried doing this, but again, I have an IQP. He probably wants to keep it like that, and he already spent a tempo going here. I just castled, because I mean, what the heck else am I supposed to do? I want to save to see where this bishop is going to go. I decided to go here because this diagonal looks really, really nice. You might be asking, can I just chase your bishop away? Sure. Now your knight's stupid, and I can attack it with my own knight move. This is a theme in the London with this knight thing, but my e-pawn's gone, so that doesn't really apply here. So yeah, he goes this, trying to stop this, because I had moved my bishop here. It wouldn't have really been that much of a threat. As you can see, the engine doesn't really like it too much either, but it's still an okay move. I go here, trying to set up anything really along the c-file, because I noticed that his queenside isn't really developed much at all. There's not really too much a way that I can punish it. I'm gonna try to go d5 as fast as possible, but that would most likely be losing the d pawn entirely. Even if it was supported enough, he goes here, because yeah, as you can see, he is he is getting his pieces out. So I went here, stopping this, and I also kind of wanted to go to to go b4, maybe myself, maybe plant a knight here or here, or maybe try to fork him a little bit on b6 here. So yeah, here I wasn't exactly sure what to do. I think this was definitely better now, but yeah, I do it now, and yeah, I should have seen the knight e5 here. Trying to get rid of my IQP and get a much better endgame. I wanted to keep pieces on the board. I didn't want to go to an endgame just yet, but I mean, looking back and even later in the game, I kind of knew that I should have done that. But I went here. It's going for this kind of fork, and I also want to play b4 and knight here if he stops it. He goes here, that attacks my bishop and defends the forking square. If you're asking if it has a fork, no, it does not. I went back. I really shouldn't have. I should have either went here or just backed up this way so that it maintains control of this area. I wanted to support my pawn a little bit more, but yeah, it wasn't great. I shouldn't have done that because that allows the bishop here. He goes here, though. I did not think that was good. Yeah, the best move is this. I didn't want to play that. I wanted to focus on the side where black is kind of the weakest, and black is really weak this over here on the queen side, because this king side it has defenders can swarm it very quickly, and the queen can also get back as well. King can go here, so black is definitely not weakest there. They have the highest defense mobility over here, but not so much here. You got this bishop that kind of sucks. So yeah, I decided to focus over here. He went here, I went knight c5. Holy crap, I'm tired. A few ideas here. It puts some pressure on the pawn. If he goes something like this, I wasn't really going to take. I was going to try this 95 thing now. It's an idea in the future. Not saying I would do it right now. He goes here. I thought that was really bad because you're kind of like inviting this to be a potential. Now you can no longer ever go here because I do this. Not to mention this doesn't really deal with the potential of my knight moving somewhere, and this being an open pin on your queen. So I just went rook here. I didn't want to rush things. Again, this is walking into another potential attack. I thought this was horrendous. That's why I went here, trying to open something up. He decides to take and go for this and this. This does not win my rook because I go here. Not sure why I'm giving a great move on this, but I mean, I suppose it is the only move. He goes back, and yeah, I wasn't really sure entirely what to do. I didn't want to move my king because then my knight is pinned to the handing of a queen, and my knight can't move back to defend it. So didn't want to do that. I decided to back my queen up to a defended square by my king. He takes, and the reason the engine actually agrees with me to take with the queen. The reason I didn't do this thing, whereas if I take like this, I get my rooks doubled, I get my king up and fast. His bishop is very much not an asset here. It's kind of a weakness that is tying black down to a potential infiltration, and they would have to defend this, and perhaps this, maybe this. So I just thought that there were way too many weaknesses for this to be good. White is better, yes, but I didn't I didn't really punish it in the best way that I could have probably. Could I have won this game earlier? Maybe, but opponent played very well. He played this trying to get some kind of control over here, and I wanted to trade this right away because I didn't think that this was fast enough. Trying to get both rooks down here, not to mention the bishop cuts the light squares whenever it wants. So I decided to trade off the bishops and then go for this. Now I thought I was much better. Um, I guess looking back, I don't think I am, because again, you can just do nothing or go here and trade off all these pawns and make it a 4v4 on this side. I decided to take and then go here. He cannot take this. This is an X-ray defense, and I also didn't want him going here. And I attack his rook. I wanted him to maybe take, and he went here, so this attacks my rook and it forces it off the b file, right? Nope, because I can counter fork him. If you move your king, I take your rook. With either rook, I defend my pawn, and I'll be up a rook. So you have to take it, and then I take the other rook because this rook no longer X-ray defends it. I thought I was much better here as well, but yeah, looking back, it was a draw. I just put my rook here, and I tried to do something, and yeah, I started to overextend a little bit, and I was maybe slightly worse, but yeah, I can go here, and what's black's best thing to do, I believe, is to take with the g-pawn. Yeah, it's a tie between this and this, so yeah, it was a draw in the end, and perhaps my opponent played like a 2960. Again, I don't really agree with these rating estimates. I think they're very overestimated, but it was a 94% game. I do agree with that. I think I should have maybe 90 maybe 94. My opponent maybe should have him like 92 or 90, like around that ballpark, slightly less than that. Mostly because of these middle game inaccuracies, and I mean I didn't punish it. I looking back, I'd figured that this was the better thing to do. Yeah, it's +2 if they do that, so I missed that. What does K-Maps think of my position here? Yeah, it thinks it's even K-Maps thinks it's really good. So, anyways, that was the game. We both played like 2960s apparently. Not sure how that. Also, I love how my opponent gets 93% good moves and 7% inaccuracies, and I get 93% good moves and 7% interesting moves or good moves, which I think is kind of funny actually. Also, yeah, apparently the max tension was is yeah, max tension is here apparently. I don't really agree with that. I'm not gonna lie. I think the max tension was like here, but yeah, that's about it. See ya. Subscribe. Keep being good.